Hello and welcome back to Bracketology. It was supposed to be yesterday. Had to substitute a different video in because of circumstances, but here's the updated bracket. Now, before we obviously start with this bracket, we have to look at the fan bracket. So let's see what you guys have dialed up on the fan bracketology. Okay, we've got. Okay, y'all like Kentucky. I believe that's who I picked last time. I think I picked Kentucky. All right, Arizona, Texas Tech, and y'all are high on UCLA. Okay. Any other surprise here? Rutgers, they've been hot lately. See y'all are riding with them. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. No complaints. UAB over Alabama. Nice little in-state rivalry there. Yeah, looks pretty good. We are going to wipe it clean, though. LSU beating Purdue. That's interesting. We're going to wipe it clean and give you guys a new slate. You guys can click on the link in the description, and you can go have fun with that. But let's get back to my picks. Let's start with the bubble. We got to start with the bubble. Rutgers has been really hot lately. They have gotten some wins over some really good teams. They have 4 in a row against ranked teams. They are turning it on at the right time. Now, they would have a much better seed if they weren't atrocious earlier in the year, but they just beat Illinois, Ohio State, Wisconsin. They've looked impressive. So they have asserted themselves back into the conversation. Now let's talk about a team with the exact same record as them. IU. Now I was at the IU game when they played Wisconsin, and they were the better team. The majority of that game, they were the better team. Could not get it done though. Faltered at the end. I think they gave up a 13-4 run to end the game. It was bad. It was a bad way to end the game. They've lost 5 in a row. I think the situation for IU, and I'll put Rutgers in this same boat too. I think the magic number is 20. If IU or Rutgers can get to 20 wins, I think they will make the tournament. Both are sitting at 16-9, so both would have to win 4 games. IU's remaining now they both play each other. IU plays Rutgers. IU's remaining schedule at Ohio State this Monday. Then they play Maryland and Minnesota. They host Rutgers on Wednesday, March 2nd, and then they're at their hated rival Purdue. Now for Rutgers, they are at Purdue this Sunday. Purdue's gonna be mad that Rutgers beat them on that buzzer beater early in the season. At Michigan, home against Wisconsin, obviously at Indiana, and then hosting Penn State. I think Rutgers has the harder schedule of the two, but they're playing better right now. Oregon, they've kind of just been lying around in the Pac-12. They're a good team. And then Seton Hall, I don't know what to think of the Big East. The Big East has just so many teams that are like so tightly packed. I don't even know what to think. I added this. This is new. First 4 out and next 4 out. Obviously, these are the last 4 in. IU, Oregon, Rutgers, Seton Hall. First 4 out, we have... I think Michigan and Memphis are in a very similar category because they both started the year with extremely high expectations and played really badly. But they're both trying to make a comeback. Michigan is at 13-10 right now. They're currently beating Iowa. If they can hold on in the last 8 minutes, that will be a good win for them. And Memphis just got a big win over Houston to assert themselves back in the conversation, but I think they're both a step out. North Carolina, they're falling fast. I don't know what to think of them. And St. Bonaventure, ranked in the preseason, did not live up anywhere near their expectations. They're kind of still hanging around in the A-10. If they can win some games down the stretch, they may be able to squeak in. Virginia, VCU, Florida, and BYU all have quite a few losses and are going to need to turn it up in this last month of the season. But I think that all 4 of them have the potential to do so. But they would be the next tier of 4 that I would have. All right, I think we should make some picks, shall we? Gonzaga. Now, Joe Lenardi said he would retire if Gonzaga lost to Pepperdine. And wouldn't you know, Pepperdine hanging around in the second half. Gonzaga eventually put the pedal to the gas and blew them out. But it was not without some kind of danger. There was a little bit of doubt that crept in. I mean, listen, I'm gonna say this about Gonzaga until they win a national title. They've always had great teams. They're always gonna have great teams as long as Mark Few's still the coach there. They're gonna have great teams. They can't get over the hump come March, and until they do, I can't pick them. Until they do, I can't pick them. I think they'd win this game. I'm going to take Colorado State over Notre Dame. Two teams that I think are pretty good. Two teams that I think are up there. I think Colorado State's a little bit better. I think they're a little bit more well-rounded and less streaky. Notre Dame's a little kind of streaky team. I think they're first. They might be first in the. They were first in the ACC for a little bit. I don't know if Duke overtook them. But for now, I'm going to take Colorado State. UT Chattanooga has been very hot. Please welcome them to the Bracketology. They've been very hot as of recently. And UCLA just suffered a tough loss to USC. Chattanooga's sitting at 22-5, but they're getting beat by 11 to UNC Greensboro right now. I was going to take Chattanooga, but since they're losing right now, we'll take UCLA. Next, I am going to take North Texas over Texas because I can't trust Texas right now. I just can't. And this is not because they didn't let me in their school. It's because, okay, we're going to look at Texas real quick. They beat a not really good Oklahoma team by 2 in overtime. Oklahoma's 14-12. They're not that great. Needed overtime to beat them. Got thrashed by Baylor. They beat Kansas, but they got thrashed by Texas Tech. I don't know. I don't know what to think of them. The mean green of North Texas, however. They pulled an upset last year. They beat Purdue in a 4-13. They're 18-4, and they're hot right now. They've won their last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've won their last 8, actually. Overtook UAB for first place in Conference USA, and they have that upset potential. They did it last year. I like their chances over a streaky team like Texas. I'm also going to take the play-in here. I think IU and Seton Hall, I think both these teams have tournament potential. It's just they have to get it together. And TCU, I'm not going to lie, I probably shouldn't have TCU this high. They have a losing record in the Big 12. I like the chances that Indiana and Seton Hall would bring to the table, and there's always that play-in team. There's always a play-in team that wins. UCLA last year, they beat BYU in the first round, and then took it all the way to the Final Four. I like what those two teams would give me. I'm going to take Illinois over Oakland. Two teams I don't think are that great. I'm going to take Creighton. Iowa State, I mean, they were, undefeated to start the season by virtue of not playing very many good teams. And then they've gotten into the Big 12, and it has been rough for them in the Big 12. I'm going to take Creighton. And we will take Kentucky over NC Wilmington. I'm going to take Arizona. I don't know what to think of Arizona. I want to believe me, I want to believe that Arizona is a good team. I'm having trouble buying into the Arizona hype. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I'm not buying in to the Arizona hype. I mean, all right, they're beating Oregon State by 10 right now. A 3-20 Oregon State team. I mean, I know they're hot. They're hot right now. I don't even know what it is. It's just I've seen some games from Arizona where it's just like you should have beaten that team by more. They host Oregon Saturday. That'll be a big game. Actually, Oregon State's climbing back into this a little bit. Yeah. Hopefully they can hold off Oregon State. I don't want you to lose to a 3-20 team. Oregon State really won the Pac-12 out of nowhere. Then made the Elite 8 out of nowhere, and then really just went to winning 3 out of 23 games. That's bad. I'm going to take Wake Forest over Boise State. I was hesitant about Wake Forest, and they gave Duke a tough game. A real tough game. Duke had to fight and claw to the very last second to win that. So, good on Wake Forest. I like the chances against Boise State. We're gonna take Arkansas over San Diego State. I saw something about South Dakota State, and I want to share it with you guys if I can find it. Hold on. March Madness analysis, which if you don't follow him on Instagram, do that. Great follow if you're a college basketball fan. He says South Dakota State is 100% my Cinderella pick. They rank 15th in offensive efficiency, and they're the best three-point shooting team in the nation. They return 99.7% of their minutes from last season, and their Cinderella story is incredible. Leading scorer in Noah Friedel missed a good portion of the season last year, recovering from severe depression. They're my team in March. I like the 3-point percentage. I like the 15th in offense, and I don't like how Houston's been playing right now. Houston's been playing like garbage right now. Lost to SMU and Memphis. Two teams you should have beat, Houston. I had you highly rated. Give me South Dakota State. Easy upset right there. Ooh, Murray State, Iona. I'm gonna take Murray State. These two teams are very similar to each other, but I'm gonna take Murray State. I think they're better. Duke would beat Jacksonville State. I'm gonna take Wyoming over Loyola. They were ranked. You know, Murray and I love Wyoming. They were actually ranked for a little bit. They did end up losing to I think New Mexico. I was gonna move them up. Like I was prepared to move them up to like a 5 seed, but they lost. So I'm just gonna keep them at 7. Still a great team. And Loyola, yeah, got taken to the wire by Valpo. Not a very good team. I'm gonna take Wyoming. And I'm going to take Texas Tech over Long Beach State. Texas Tech, great win last night against Baylor. Man, those fans go nuts down there in Lubbock. We're going to take Auburn over Longwood. I'm going to take San Francisco over Xavier because I do not trust the Big East. There are only a few Big East teams I trust, and Xavier is not one of them. I like San Francisco. I'll take Michigan State over Davidson. Ooh, do I take Wagner again? I don't know. They lost. I mentioned that last time they had the biggest winning streak in college basketball. Not anymore. They lost to I forget who. And USC just got a huge win over UCLA. I mean, words don't describe how big that win was for USC. Rivalry win, and it gave them national respect, I feel. Because everyone thought UCLA was so much better than USC. USC walked in, they beat them. So, great win for SC. Now, Toledo and Ohio are both competing for the MAC championship. Both these teams are great. Two teams from Ohio. I guess that has to be a rivalry. Two teams from the same conference in the same state has to be a rivalry. They're both doing great, and I put both of them in the tournament. Remember when Murray State and Belmont both made the tournament? I think we could be heading down that route. I like what both these teams. I couldn't pick which one I wanted to put in, so I just put both of them in. It's not unprecedented to have two teams from a one-conference league, from a one-team conference, both get in. And I'm going to go so far as to pick them over Alabama. Because Alabama looks like juggernauts against the top teams, and they look like garbage against meandering, middle-of-the-road mid-majors that they should kill, like Iona and Davidson. And I feel like Toledo could be going down that same path. Give me the Rockets. I'll take Baylor over Vermont. Baylor's been beat up with injuries. If they're fully healthy come March, they'll be a dangerous team. I'm going to take SMU over St. Mary's. They looked dangerous against Houston. They looked like a very good team. And I like their chances in this matchup. I'm going to take SMU. And I will be taking Purdue over Dunk City. Oh my goodness, as an IU fan, how funny would it be if Florida Gulf Coast beat Purdue? Oh boy. Hey, they did it to Georgetown when they were a 15 seed. So maybe. But I think Purdue would be the safe pick there. I will take Kansas over Yale. Yale just passed Princeton to lead the Ivy League, but still think Kansas would win. I'm going to take Marquette over Miami. I know I said I don't trust the Big East, but I also don't trust Miami. They've been a streaky team. They beat Duke, and then they're out here losing to Virginia. I mean, I don't know what to think of Miami. Ooh, I picked Ohio over Ohio State last bracketology. I did it last time, and people didn't like it. But too bad. I'm going to do it again. Love me those MAC teams. Love those MAC teams. Give me Ohio. Tennessee over Montana State. Man, Montana State's hot right now, but so is Tennessee. Tennessee mopped the floor with Kentucky. That game wasn't even close. Beat them by they were up by 20 at one point. That was a great win. I will take UConn of this plan. I like the other two playing teams better than these two. I'll take oh damn, same conference matchup. Sorry. I try to keep those to a minimum, but I'm not perfect. I think Providence would beat Seattle. Seattle is doing really well right now. I'll take LSU over Iowa. Iowa, I don't think they're that great. I think Indiana's better than Iowa, in my opinion. And I'll take Wisconsin over App State. All right, that's round one. That is round one. Let's go round two. I'm gonna take Gonzaga. Close. Close. Against Colorado State. Gonzaga. Close. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're rocking with it. We're riding with the main grain of North Texas. They're hot right now. They're real hot right now. And UCLA has been disappointing. Very disappointing to me. Very disappointing. North Texas. I think Illinois would beat both these teams. They already beat IU. They'd beat Seton too. And I will take Kentucky over Creighton. Okay, we got Arizona and Wake Forest. I am going to take Arizona. Oh boy. Don't make me do it again. Don't make me do it again. Let me do it again. Top 20 in offense. And they had the best three-point shooting team. And they returned 99.7 of their minutes from last year. Pretty much everyone. I don't know who left, but South Dakota State. I think Duke would beat Murray State. I don't really think it'd be close. And I'll take Texas Tech over Wyoming. All right, we're gonna take Auburn over the Dons of San Francisco. I'm going to take Michigan State. I just don't think this would be close, but I think Michigan State's got that tournament experience. I think they'd win. I will take Baylor over Toledo. Sorry, Toledo fans, your run ends. And I'm going to take Purdue. Shoot. I'm going to take Purdue over SMU. That should be a pretty easy game for them. Kansas and Marquette. Ooh. Close. Kansas, close. Very close. I think Tennessee would beat Ohio. Did Tennessee play Kansas this year? Oh, I think they did. Or no, I think it was last year. Or there was a year where Tennessee played Kansas. I don't think it was this year. Was it this year? Am I tripping? I know Tennessee played Kansas at one point. No, it wasn't this year. But I know Tennessee did end up playing Kansas at one point. I'll take Providence over UConn. And I will take Wisconsin over LSU, giving us a rematch from opening night when Providence beat Wisconsin. Interesting. All right, let's go to the Elite Eight. All right, North Texas, your run is ending. Sorry. I have to take Gonzaga. Ooh. I want Kentucky. Actually, no. I want Illinois. Just because I think it's a revenge tour from last year when they had a great team and got knocked out. I know they're not as good this year because I don't know if Ayo DeSumbo, he's on the Bulls now, but I think the players that were on that team are going to be on a revenge tour. I'm going to take Illinois. Ooh, okay, Arizona. Oh, no. Don't do it. Quincy. Don't do it. Fine. I won't, but I wanted to. By the way, if South Dakota State were to win that game, they'd be the lowest seed to ever reach the Elite Eight. I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm going to take Texas Tech over Duke. They've looked really, really good this year. They're beating great teams in the Big 12. And Duke's kind of, I don't know about Duke. They're kind of inconsistent. I like Texas Tech. All right, we're going to take, I'm easily going to take Auburn over Michigan State. And we will take, give me Purdue. That'd be a great game, but Purdue's got the best offense in the country. They are pretty bad in defense, though. So, not a guarantee, but I'll take Purdue. You know what? I like Tennessee. They impressed me last night. Kennedy Chandler, Vescovi, they were hot last night. And Kansas. See, here's my problem with Kansas. Kansas has had a lot of struggle wins. Take a look at some of Kansas's struggle wins. George Mason by 11? Iowa State by 1? Oklahoma by 3? Kansas State by 3? Texas Tech in double overtime. That was a great game. Great game. What else? See, then they have games where they blow out Baylor by like 24 points. But Oklahoma by 2 again? I'm going to take Tennessee. And over here. Oh, man. See, if we're being completely honest, I don't think either of these teams are as good as they're ranked. Because Providence is just like Kansas. They have a bunch of really bad struggle wins, and they're pretty low in efficiency. And I got to see Wisconsin play in person. And I know they won, but to be honest, they didn't really look that impressive to me. Like, when I watched Wisconsin, I didn't say, okay, that's a team that has Elite 8 potential. I'll take Wisconsin. Just because they lost to Providence and they'll know what to do to fix themselves in the second time around. But I don't think either one of those teams is as great as people are cutting them out to be. Right. I'm going to make my camera a little bit smaller. Okay. To go to the Final Four, Gonzaga or Illinois. I gotta move this March Madness logo up. I'm gonna take Gonzaga. They have the potential to reach the Final Four. It's just once they get there, can they win? That's the problem. Let me put them in. Arizona and Texas Tech is the next one. I'm telling you, I'm hammering this pick, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'm looking at this matchup, and I know who I want. And the team I want is Texas Tech. I think they're better than Arizona. I truly do. I think they are a better team. I think they're better coached. I think they're more disciplined. They play as a team. I love what I see from the Red Raiders. So I'm gonna take Texas Tech to go to the Final Four. I'm gonna try to make these bigger. What else do we have? All right, we have Tennessee and Wisconsin. Now I know I just talked that crap about Wisconsin, but I mean I kind of have Tennessee making a run here, and I don't know if I really want to take it all the way. Am I taking the run all the way with Tennessee? I don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm willing to. Oh man. Maybe I was too hard on Wisconsin. Let's look at their whole body of work. Cuz they are tied for the lead in my opinion the toughest conference. I think the Big 10 is tougher. Now, Big 10 and SEC are both I think the two toughest conferences. Man. I don't know. They've been struggling. Barely had to squeak out a 2-point win over Penn State. Beat Michigan State, then lost to Rutgers. And then had the cover behind with Indiana. I'm going to look at Tennessee really quickly before I make my pick. Tennessee. Oh, man. Tennessee's hot right now. Blew out Kentucky, blew out Vandy, blew out Mississippi State, blew out South Carolina, blew out close win against A&M. They haven't lost since that game against Texas, where they only lost by 1. Oh, man. Kentucky blew them out at Rupp. They beat them 107-79. Since that blowout loss, they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've won 8 of their last 9. They're hot. Give the balls. Tennessee to the Final Four. And then lastly, Purdue. Purdue and Auburn. That would be a game. That would be a game. Ooh, all right. I know who I'm gonna take. I know who I'm gonna take. And I'm gonna take Auburn. And the reason why is Purdue is bad in defensive efficiency. They are like, I think they're in the hundreds in rankings in defensive efficiency. It is not pretty. I mean, their defensive efficiency ratings are not good, and I just think Auburn's offense might be able to tear them up. They could obviously keep pace with their own offense, but Auburn is more well-rounded, and I am going to give them the win based off of that. Okay, out of 4, we've got Gonzaga, Texas Tech, Auburn, and Tennessee. Texas Tech, Gonzaga. Now, on Gonzaga's run, Colorado State, or Texas, Illinois, and the play-in. I think Texas Tech would be the better team. I think they'd be a better team than anyone Gonzaga has played. And I can't take Gonzaga till they do it. I think Texas Tech's getting back to the national championship. They weren't here too long ago. This shouldn't seem unprecedented. And I'm going to take Auburn over Tennessee. I think they're the better SEC team. Now, ooh boy, look at our national championship. This would be a good game. This would be a very good game. Look, I love Texas Tech. I think they're a terrific team, and I think they've looked great down the stretch. They did have a rough loss to Oklahoma, but other than that, I mean, they've beaten Baylor, they've beaten Texas, they've beaten Baylor again. I mean, they've been beaten up on some good teams. I just think Auburn's better. I just think Auburn is a better team. It'd be a great game, but I'm going back on the Auburn train. I think they're great. They're great. They're very well coached in Bruce Pearl. They also made the Final Four not too long ago, and they're better now than they were then. Um, my pick is Auburn again. So I'll do a slow scroll down so you can see the entire bracket. I'll post it on the community tab too. But that's the bracket. That is the new and updated bracketology. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this past video, and I will see you guys next time, next Wednesday. Bracketology again. See y'all.